Hello and welcome to The View from the IMF. Myself and James have been in Lima, Peru for the whole day, attending different seminars and talking to our contacts. It's been a really busy day, isn't it, today for us, James? So the first panel I went to actually was about infrastructure. So there were a number of delegates speaking there, from the World Bank to the Finance Minister of Côte d'Ivoire, an investor, Thierry from Meridian. And I think the main point that they were trying to get across is the need for governments to improve the solidity and the quality of the projects that are coming through the pipeline. So that's what the main message they were trying to get across. So there is obviously a big demand for infrastructure projects around the world. Côte d'Ivoire, the finance minister mentioned, has only 10% of its total roads paved. So obviously that has great potential, but although infrastructure funds do say that they're interested in the sector and they have quite a lot of availability of cash, that cash doesn't always get deployed quickly enough. So while I was there, you were meeting some of your contacts. Whom did you speak to, James?
That's right. So I met with Dr. Sitaraman, who's the chief executive of Qatar's Doha Bank, and also Mouayad Makhlouf, who is the IFC's director for MENA, both of whom were quite I guess negative in their sentiments around the prospects for the Middle East region in particular. We're seeing challenges obviously in terms of political and security issues, but also in terms of lower oil prices. And one thing mentioned earlier this morning by Jim Yong Kim, the president of the World Bank, was issues around demographics and how that might put sort of future pressures on the region in terms of meeting employment and longer term economic growth.
So quite a lot of very important issues being discussed. Another panel I went to, you may not be surprised to hear, was this all-stars panel of central bankers from Latin America. Obviously I cover Latin America, so that was the one that I was not going to miss. So we had Agustin Casa, Central Bank Governor of Mexico, Alejandro Tombini, Central Bank Governor of Brazil, the Central Bank Governors of Peru, Colombia and Chile. Interestingly, they were all talking about the importance of communication in the roles, coordination as well, although that's really become an utopic wish for a lot of them, but they're definitely going to remain in the spotlight for quite some time. They have a lot of pressures to deal with. That's a group of central bank governors tend to be quite orthodox in their dealings with macroeconomic policy, so it's probably going to be interesting. We are going to hear some noise now because another panel that I'm very jealous, James, you attended is the one with Sean Penn. I think Sean Penn
is arriving right now. Yeah, he's
So what did he have to say?
Well, Sean was on a panel which covered basically the importance of entrepreneurs and sort of young demographic in the world today, looking at how we can encourage SMEs to grow, and it's a very busy time. So basically they're talking about the need for government policy to improve to help SMEs, but also to improve access to capital for these young entrepreneurs and how that can be achieved, basically.
So he focuses his activist efforts in Haiti, I believe. And
that's right, exactly.
He prefers private sector involvement rather than NGOs, right?
That's correct, yes.
That was the message.
That's exactly right.
But another, I'm going to say celebrity panel I went to was the one moderated by Richard Quest of the CNN, where we had the IMF's Christine Lagarde, Mark Carney, the governor of the Bank of England, as well as Joaquim Levy, the central bank governor of Brazil. And I asked them questions. So I asked them about banking, where they see risk coming from the banking sector in the new mediocre of economic growth, which is the term that Christine Lagarde has been using quite a lot. And so they did say that obviously Mark Carney seemed a little bit on the spot, right, as you can imagine. But so they all were talking about the risk of lending taking place outside of the banking sector. And Christine Lagarde pointed specifically to the risks of non-performing loans in Europe, because European banks obviously are still not entirely out of the woods because of the environment they operate in.
Okay.
So I think we're still going to a couple of sessions later on today.
And tomorrow, any highlights for tomorrow you're looking forward to?
So tomorrow it's going to be the first day of the IIF, the Institute of International Finance. So that's really become a who's who of international banking. So we're going to attend that event, and we're going to do the same the next day. So packed agenda for both of us. So aside from a couple of sessions later on, I think it's almost time for our Pisco Sour, the first of the IMF this year.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you, James.
Thanks, Silvia.